You're the sunflower. I think your love would be too much, or you'd be left in the dust unless I stuck by you. You're the sunflower. You're the sunflower.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, the Sunflower Child, and you are now tuned into Talks with Sean, the podcast. Welcome. If you are new, welcome to my channel. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. It's a new day, a new week, and a new episode. So let's get right into it. So, today's topic is, are words powerful? Are words powerful? And should we accept the words that are coming out of people's mouths? Yes and no. Because there are people that are going to pour into you. And there are people that are going to try to suck everything out of you, suck the living life out of you. So it is important to know when to accept some positivity words and when to not allow certain words to get to you. And it's so funny because a lot of times we want to be liked. We want to please. We want to be that person that everybody goes to, or that person that everybody flocks to, because everybody wants to be liked, right? But we have to understand the greater you have inside of you, the greater potential that you have inside of you, the more that you succeed, the more that you become who you are, the more haters you have, which means the more hateful, rueful, ignorant words come out of their mouth. And we have to understand to not be upset when people are throwing dirt on our name. We have to understand when to not react to certain things that come our way, certain words that come our way. Because a lot of times people want a reaction out of you. A lot of times people will say hateful things and rude things to see if they can get under your skin. And so it is up to you to not react to certain things and when to give your energy to certain things. And I feel like that also ties into knowing who you are and loving who you are. Because when you love who you are and when you know who you are, certain things just don't matter. Certain words just don't matter to you. It becomes comical to you. It becomes laughter to you. Excuse me. Because you know what they're saying isn't true. But you have to learn who you are. You have to get to know who you are. And I talk about this so much. In my episodes about knowing who you are, and the importance of knowing who you are. And the reason why I say that up and why it ties into every episode is because when you know who you are, things just don't affect you the way they would have 3 years ago or 2 years ago. Because life is a journey and life is a book. Your life is a book, and every chapter there's an ending to it, and therefore you grow, and therefore there's chapter 5 and chapter 6, and you become stronger, and you become the woman and the man that you always wanted to be because of the situations that come your way. And we have to understand how to accept the negative words and appreciate them. And you may be like, girl, you are tripping. Appreciate negative words. Yes. Because I feel like negative words, when people say you're ugly, you're this, you're that, in reality, they really want to say, I envy what you have. Excuse me. I envy what you have. And because of my insecurities, I can't give you a compliment because I'm so insecure in myself that I can't even allow myself to express how much of a special person you are. Does that make sense? And sometimes people will try to nitpick. And for me, it's like, what I realize is people will say, oh, you're ugly, you're this, you're that. But it's comical to me. I've learned to learn to allow it to be comical to me, right? Because it's not who I am. And I'm not going to allow anybody to define who I am. I get to define who I am. You get to define who you are. And that's the beautiful thing about life and about your journey in life, is that you get to define who you are and what you want to become. Words are words. And sometimes in life, we allow words to make us be something that we're not, right? If people say, oh, you're not going to be somebody, or you're going to be this, or you're just going to be a baby mama, you're never going to be a wife, you can't sing, you can't do this podcast, you can't do this clothing line. We start to believe those words and make them truthful. We become the words that people have thrown out on us. But I'm here to tell you that the words and the negative words that come out of people's mouths are not true. That the words that they're trying to speak into you, right? When they say you got to speak life into somebody, they're trying to speak death in you, because negative words is nothing but death words. Because why is that? Because it affects your spirit so much that you become a negative person. That it spreads like wildfire. That you believe that everything that they have said about you is true. And it is not true. We have to come to a realization that people are miserable. And when you are going somewhere in life, and when you are trying to succeed in life and people see that, they want to stop your growth. So what do? Say hurtful things so that you can pause and be affected by those words. Some words, for me, will always stay with me. And they have affected me. But I've learned to accept those words and to keep them in my mind, to keep going, to keep fighting. Does that make sense? I will never forget this. I remember I was in elementary school, and my friend at the time had asked this guy, what do you think about Sean? Like, what do you think about her? And this was elementary school. Kids are cruel. And now it's even worse. And I remember him saying, oh, she has elementary school. Oh, she has a nice body, but I will put a paper bag over her face. And those words are so powerful, just by me saying those words, are so powerful. And they affected me for so long. I thought that I was ugly. I thought that I wasn't worth anything. And we're kids. We're children. Okay? Children. All my friends had boyfriends. Now I look back and it's a joke to me, because in elementary, what are you doing having boyfriends? What are you doing interacting with little boys? And boys are nasty. They got cooties. Okay? But as a child, that really affected me. And because I didn't come from a household that wasn't built on confidence, it affected me more than it should have, right? Because it starts with your household. And I'm not saying that my mother wasn't confident, or my people around me weren't confident. What I'm saying is we weren't strong Our foundation wasn't strong on confidence because my mother was dealing with her own issues. My grandmother was dealing with her own issues, etc., her own insecurities, etc. So when you're dealing with your own insecurities and with your own things, you can't really be the strong person that you're supposed to be for your child because you are dealing with your own insecurities. That's why it is so important, people. I'm getting off topic, but I'm going to get back on. It is so important that we work on ourselves because the things that you don't work on will affect your children. So if you're insecure in yourself and you don't know how to speak life into yourself, your children will not be able to speak life into themselves. Words are powerful. Yes, they are. Woo! Words are powerful. So, that really affected me as a child. It affected me, and I thought that I was ugly, and I was teased as a child. I was bullied as a child. I felt not good enough as a child, but I realized those same people that were throwing stones at me were very much envious of who I was and who this person was inside. Not the flesh, but the spirit of me. As children, as a child. So that's why it is so important that we speak life into our children, right? I don't have children, but as when God does blesses me with a husband and a family, I will forever tell them how beautiful they are, how handsome they are, how amazing they are, that they can do all things. I want them to look in the mirror and appreciate all their flaws and love the skin that they're in, because it is important because of the world that we live in. People want to tear us down. And you have to love yourself as a little girl, as a little boy, right? And a lot of times, family, our parents get busy. They can't be there all the time. They can't hold our hand all the time. So it is important to instill those important words and important encouraging words to our children and to our friends and to ourselves and to our loved ones, because words do mean a lot. And it is important to accept the words that are encouraging words, and the difference of encouraging words, the difference of negative words, the difference of jealous words, and so on and so on. Even the difference of criticism words, right? So we have to really learn when to give people our energy and when to accept the words that are coming out of their mouths. And so for me, right, it is important that I embrace the positivity. I embrace the encouraging words. There's so many times where I feel down and out, and people's words really push me to go harder with my career, with my motivational speaking, with my podcast. And those words mean so much to me. So yes, words are powerful, and yes, words do matter, because it could sometimes make or break us in certain situations. And so we have to understand when to accept the words that are positive and when to not allow negativity words to affect us, but to motivate us. Ooh, snap, 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 snap. Shaba. Really? Ooh, that was good. So we have to learn ourselves and learn what may affect us and what words affected you as a child, and are those words still affecting you now as an adult, and how to face those words and face that fear and conquer that battle and conquer that insecurity or that hurt that may have come behind those words. Does that make sense? So we have to really dig deep and realize some of the words that affects us now could be because of our childhood or because we were teased or bullied, right? I remember my sister talks about a time where she was teased for the skin complexion she is. My sister is darker than me. Beautiful woman. I love my sister. Thank you for supporting me. Beautiful woman. And she was teased because of her skin complexion. And that really affected her as a child and throughout her adulthood, right? And what she realized is that the older she got, the more she realized that person that teased her, which was a guy, liked her. And instead of being nice to her, he was mean to her, and those words hurt her. But when she got older, she realized that those words didn't matter. It was what mattered. It was what she thought of herself. And as an adult, she took the necessary steps to love herself and love the skin that she's in. And that it doesn't matter if she's this complexion or not, she's beautiful regardless. And I think that is very important as people of color, right? We're light, we're brown, we're dark, we're all types of shades, right? And we feel as though that we have to be a certain way or a certain color, right? Because of what people's words have been portrayed out. But we have to understand that whatever color you are, that God created you just the way he wanted you to be, and that those words that are coming out negative, right, don't matter, because God created you how he wanted you to be and how he wanted you to look. And we have to accept the things that we can't change about ourselves. Stop changing the things that people are telling you to change about yourselves or criticizing you to change about yourself, but to love those flaws and to love the things that you may not really like about yourself. Stop trying to bleach yourself, or stop trying to get surgery, or etc., or etc., etc. Love the skin that you're in and speak life into yourself and speak positive words into yourself. Words are powerful. And we have to know when to accept the good and when to accept the bad. You know, when people talk about me, and I'm actually glad it happened. And you know what, I hope that you're still subscribed to my channel, and I actually hope that you watch this, and I want to thank you. Even if you don't, I hope one day that you come across this. I hope and pray. I want to thank the person who tried to bring me down actually last week and call me out my name and try to demeanor and bring me down with their words, because it was a lesson to me that people are always going to attack you, whether you're doing good and you're being nice to them. People are just not going to like you, and we have to accept how they feel, but we don't have to keep their words in our heads, right? And that person wanted a reaction. First of all, sometimes when you're a miserable person and you see someone growing, especially women, we shouldn't downplay ourselves. We shouldn't try to downplay another woman to make ourselves feel bad. I don't like that. And so the reason why I say that is because it was a woman who tried to talk to me and call me out my name for no reason, because they just didn't like me. And we have to understand that it's their insecurities, not our insecurities. And their insecurities is their own issues. And we have to just appreciate who they are and pray for them from afar. And sometimes when people are not happy with themselves and when they are a miserable person, they want to bring another person down because they see how positive that person is. They see the light in them and they envy that. And so therefore they want to bring their darkness onto the positive light. But honey, when you know who you are and you know whose you are, and when you've loved on yourself and worked on yourself, those words become comical to you. Those words become comical to you because you know those words aren't true. And you have to allow that to roll off your shoulder and keep going forward, and allow yourself to keep your head up high. And to not give people a reaction, and to not try to say hurtful words, right? Because when you know who you are, and when people say hurtful words to you, it's because they're hurting. So why would you continue to bring more hurt by speaking negative words to them back? Sometimes the most powerful thing to do is not do anything at all, not say anything at all, and allow yourself to be removed by that, and not let that bother you. And that lesson was a blessing for me, because it allowed me to not get out of character, and allowed me to continue to have class, and continue to be graceful, right? And continue to smile, and continue to not let that person affect where I'm going in life. So thank you so much for those nasty negative words that you said to me. And I hope and pray that you continue to blossom. I pray that God heals those wounds and those insecurities that you have. And I pray that one day that you'll be able to forgive yourself, because I've already forgiven you, and forgive yourself from being such a nasty negative person. So we speak life into you, my black sister, and I pray that you continue to be successful in life. That's how a woman and a man who knows themselves handle situations. You don't react in a negative way, but in a positive way, and continue to go on with life. So we have to understand, and that takes time, because a couple years ago, I would have probably popped off and said a lot of things, and said you mo and boop 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 and a bleep 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 bleep. But what does that do? What does that really help me do in my life? Nothing. All it does is create drama and negativity, and I don't have time for negativity and drama. So sometimes we have to understand that sometimes it's okay to check somebody. It's okay to say, now hold on now, but do it in a way that you still have class and grace. You can get somebody's attention more and more respect when you are respectful than when you're like, you know what I mean? Like, all of that is not necessary. So it is important that we handle ourselves with class, men and women, right? And continue to act in an adult way and not in a child's place. So that's important, right? And not only that, right? Sometimes we are so stuck on things that we don't like about ourselves that we can't appreciate a compliment that comes our way. There's so many times that I've given people compliments, or there's been so many times where people have given me compliments, and I'm just like, thanks, but I don't like that. Or if somebody says, hey, I like your hair today, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like it today. You know what I mean? Instead of turning something, what they're trying to say, into a positive, or turn into a negative. So we have to learn how to accept the words of people who are trying to give us a compliment, and not shut it down so fast. Right? Because the things that we don't like about ourselves, somebody can envy them, right? Not even envy, but I don't want to say envy, but want, right? And so we have to accept what we have and who we are, because there's a lot of times where we don't like things, but somebody else likes the things that you don't like. So accept that and say thank you and keep it moving. That's very important that we do that. To appreciate when somebody is giving us a positive compliment, and to love on the words that are coming out of people that care about you. Learn to accept the positivity. Learn to accept that these people are not going to hurt me, but they're going to build me. These people are not trying to push me down, but uplift me, right? And we have to also learn to know to sit back sometimes and be quiet and listen when people are giving us criticism words or giving us words that may kind of sting, right? Because sometimes in life we can be given a word that may be hard for us to take, for a word that may be hard for us to a pill that may be hard for us to swallow. But we have to understand that sometimes people see something in us that we don't see in ourselves, and we have to appreciate when people are like, I really like how you do this, but if you do this, maybe that will allow this to happen, right? And to accept those type of words. How words are so powerful. Words are powerful. Words are so powerful. And there's oftentimes sometimes people look at me when people give me positive words or words of encouragement or criticism words, etc. Sometimes I close my eyes and people are like, is she listening? And the reason why I close my eyes is because I'm trying to embrace the words that are coming out of the person's mouth and to accept it for what it is, and to appreciate it, and to cherish that moment of a good word or of good encouragement words, and to hold on to that, and to know that those words are not to hurt me but to help me manifest where I'm going in life. Words are powerful. And I often say this a lot in my videos about how speaking life and speaking it into the atmosphere about what you want to do is powerful as well. And I'm not going to elaborate too much because we've talked about this several times in my episodes, in past previous episodes, about speaking life and how that can affect us and how that can push us and motivate us to keep going on, and how we have to continue to look in the mirror and continue to love on ourselves and continue to say, I am beautiful, I am going to be somebody, I am going to be wealthy, my family will be wealthy, I will launch that podcast, I will launch that business, etc., etc. So we have to get in a routine of practicing how to uplift ourselves with our own words and how to accept the words that come out of ourselves. There's times where I don't like the way I look. Okay, I'm a human. Period. Sometimes I don't like the way I look. Sometimes I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh God, you're so ugly and nasty. You know what I mean? And just how degrading that is to say about yourself. Why would you say something about yourself that God created in his image, right? The Bible speaks about that we are made in God's image, which means we are made out of love. We are made out of, when I think about God, I think about how powerful he is and how amazing he is and how he created us so differently and so unique, and how to appreciate that. And I have to train myself even now to look in the mirror and appreciate where I am in life, appreciate how I look in right now in life, appreciate that I'm not the most how I'm not rich or wealthy, right? But to appreciate everything and appreciate how far I've come in life, and not try to speak negative on where I am in life, right? We're so hard. We are our biggest critics. And I'm so hard on myself all the time. I'm always like, I could do better. I could do this. I'm not doing this or that. And it's just like, stop. Hold on. You are where you are supposed to be in life. And you're doing an amazing job, Sean. And keep going. Wherever you are in life, you're doing an amazing job. Stop speaking negative. Stop speaking death into the situation that you're trying to come out of. Woo! Woo! Stop doing that. Speak life into the situation so that you're able to move forward and close that chapter and say, man, I conquered that. Speak life into your situation. Speak life into your finances. Speak life into your children. Speak life into your relationships, friend relationships and lover relationships. Speak life into your home. Speak life. Life. Positivity. When I close my door, I look around and I appreciate everything. And I say, thank you, God. This is an amazing thing that you've done thus far. I appreciate my home. When I come home and I open up that door, I say, hey, home. And sometimes my friends are like, you're so weird because I'm on the phone when I'm walking in. But I'm speaking life into my home. I'm changing the atmosphere into my home so that it is a positive one, so that I can sleep good at night, so that I can enjoy my TV if I want to go in my living room, so that I can enjoy the presence of my home because of the words that are coming out of my mouth. Have you ever felt like you just dark in a dark place because you're just so negative? Have you ever thought about speaking life and how that has changed, how the atmosphere has changed, how things have changed when you have spoken life? Your friends think differently around you. You know what I mean? Your kids act different around you. You act different around yourself because you have allowed yourself to speak positivity. Words are powerful, and it is up to us to accept the words that are going to motivate us to keep going, and also to accept the words that are negative, and to look at that situation and to appreciate somebody trying to tear us down because they see the potential of where you're going in life. Sometimes we want to be the light in the midst of the darkness, and I believe that we are supposed to be the light in the midst of the darkness. But sometimes in life, we get around people who are so negative and so angry with them within themselves that they try to put that on us and try to break us down because we're just so joyful. Even when we're going through stuff, your light still shines. And so we have to understand that we need to remove ourselves from the negativity words and the negative people, and understand that those words may hurt, and those words are sometimes like, man, dang, you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's from people that we love, our own family members. I done had family members say a lot of hurtful things to me. Our own friends say a lot of hurtful things to me, right? And we have to understand that their issues is their issues, not our issues. Love yourself, speak life into yourself, and appreciate the words that come your way. Appreciate those encouraging words. I know it's sometimes hard to hear positive words when you're going through such a dark time, right? But for me, it helps me, like I said, to close my eyes and to just listen to those words and to accept those words for what they are and take those words and keep going. The reason why I'm able to continue to do these episodes, and sometimes I may miss or sometimes I may not upload at 12 o'clock or upload on Mondays, but they get uploaded, is because of the words that people have said to me motivate me to keep recording, to keep uploading these videos. So the words that are coming out of my mouth, the words that are coming out of people's mouths that are helping you to uplift yourself, accept those and allow it to push you forward. Keep striving and accept the words. Accept the good and the bad. So this week, I want you to accept one good thing that somebody has said to you and one bad thing, and turn the bad thing into a negative. Dissect that thing. Dissect that thing and look at why they said it, who said it, while they're going through something. And realize that the words that are coming out of your mouth, you do not have to take with you. You do not have to take with you to your journey. You do not have to hold on to the words that they said you are. You get the choice to cut those words. You get the choice to let that roll off your back, to let that go one ear and out the other. You get the choice. Don't allow negativity words to be stuck on you like a daggone what's something that just suck on you? Like a eel, right? That's them things stuck on you, right? Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Don't allow that to weigh you down. You aren't those words that they said that you are. You are an amazing person. You are an amazing person. You are exactly where you're supposed to be in life. You are beautiful. You are kind. You are handsome. You are great. You have potential to go far. And you can do anything that you put your mind to. Stay focused. Stay driven. Stay dedicated. Stay motivated. And stop allowing people's words to get to you. Stop allowing words to affect you. Love yourself. Once you love yourself, those words won't be as hurtful. Those words won't be hurtful. And sometimes it's hard because it's our own family members that say things about us. And it's the worst type of feeling to feel, that your own family member would say those things. But like I said, sometimes people's insecurities get in the way, and sometimes people don't even mean what they say sometimes. And that's why people say, I'm sorry and I apologize, and come back and say I was wrong. There's so many times where people have done me wrong and apologize for the words that they say because they weren't true. And when you know you're a good person, and when you know that you are trying to be on a right path, and negativity comes your way where they talk about you like a dog, and they got your name on a silver platter, and they just breaking it and stomping on it, right? Those words may hurt. But when you know you're a great person, the same people that had said all of that, 9 out of 10 times come back and apologize because they are in the wrong. And they see how positive you are. And that has happened to me. I had a situation where a guy, drug my name through the dirt. I mean, said hurtful things to me. And eventually, later down the line, months later down, this same person came back and apologized to me. How powerful is that? That the people that hurt us the most can come back and apologize. And that says a lot about them. That says a lot about their growth and their maturity to let their pride be put aside to apologize, because sometimes it can eat that person alive without them even realizing it. And sometimes from my situation, that person just kept seeing my face, or kept seeing, or kept hearing my name, and it was eating themselves alive. So we have to understand, we gotta let God be God. And let the naysayers and the people that talk about us, let God handle them. And continue to shine bright and continue to be the person that you're destined to be. Words are powerful. But don't allow negativity words to stop where you're going in life. So I hope this episode helped you. I hope you gained something from it. I hope that it allowed you to uplift your soul and your spirit to continue to move on. Like I said, speak life into your situation. Speak life into your friends and your family. And love on your spouse. Love on yourself. And speak life into yourself and the situation that you're going to. Push that negative situation and turn it into a positive situation. So, thank you guys so much for today. Like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next. Whoa. Next week. Love you guys.